So in 2002, 2003, that was my freshman year of college, I had a roommate, okay? So I had a roommate, he was an only child. He had like the newest state-of-the-art Nokia cell phone, okay? Real sick, cool cell phone. And I was on an athletic team. I was a Division I shot putter at Penn State, so we would travel throughout the Big Ten for competitions, travel throughout the United States for meets, but we always roomed together. And the thing was, I didn't have a cell phone, but I had a girlfriend. He did not have a girlfriend. So I had a girlfriend. And what was interesting is that for me to communicate with my girlfriend, I would take my roommate's cell phone and I would talk to my girlfriend on his cell phone. I would message her on his cell phone, and sometimes I would even send her numbers. Okay, so I'd send her numbers to like the hotel, and I would end up talking to her through the hotel landline. And so the reason why I'm bringing this story up is that there was an extended period. I did not get a cell phone until 2009, okay? I ended up having a landline for the rest of my time frame in college. I was super frugal. I would pay like 12 bucks a month. I would write notes to girls, so they sort of liked it, even though we were supposed to be texting. By the time I was graduating, everybody had cell phones. But the reason why I'm sharing this is that we oftentimes think we're late to the party. And I want to compare this to where we're at currently with crypto. Okay, and I often, I want to go back to this, is that here I am, it's 2025. I'm filming this actually on a phone with high quality mics from DJI. My phone can do absolutely anything. I've traveled all over the world. I'm about to next week go on a trip to Switzerland, and I'll probably film more on my phone. And it's just absolutely crazy to think I didn't even have a phone, 15, or I guess, that was 20 plus years ago. And so, was I late to the cell phone party? Sure. Does it matter? No, it doesn't matter at all. And the reason being is that we really have to look at the long-term play. And I want to compare this to crypto, okay? And I want to talk about Bitcoin and Ethereum specifically, and even Solana. But a lot of people are telling me like, well, I don't want to get into crypto. One, because they don't fully understand it. And ironically, last night, I was supposed to fly to Paraguay for a business trip. My flight got postponed, delayed, canceled 3 different times, delayed, moved. I was moved off of it, which ended up being canceled. And so I'm back here in the United States. I didn't end up going to Paraguay because there's a hurricane and all these other things. And what's interesting is that they would not refund me, okay, immediately. They're going to refund me in about 10 days. And how does this have to do anything with the cell phone story or with crypto? Is that crypto, in 2 to 3 years, I believe, when you get, moved off of a flight or anything happens like this and you get refunded, because I am getting refunded, is that stable coins from likely being built on Ethereum will provide you the ability and the provider's ability, in this case United, to refund me the money immediately, like in the moment, not from some bank rule that allows them to first make sure that they still have the funds, then they can make sure that they have the funds, make some extra interest off of my funds, and then refund me later about 10 days, okay? So that's where something like stable coins are gonna come into play. Now, what does this have to do with crypto and other means, okay? Is it too late to get into crypto? And when we look at something like comparing Bitcoin to gold, okay? The current Bitcoin market cap is $2 trillion. $2 trillion. Now, a lot of people call it digital gold. It's a digital asset, and they're saying like, hey, this is gonna be like the next version of gold. We're gonna see an entirely new system of finances as crypto gets more adopted and all these things, right? Which I do believe. Okay. Gold's market cap currently is 23 trillion, if I remember correctly. So where does this put us? We are currently, if you look at Bitcoin, not crypto as a whole, but Bitcoin is about 80 to 85% of the crypto market as far as trading volume is concerned. I think it's around 80%. And when we look at the actual percentage of digital gold, Bitcoin, to actual real physical gold, the market cap percentage of Bitcoin is about 9% of standard gold. And so what does that mean? Well, one, that means that over a long period of time, more people who are open to crypto, like millennials and the Gen Zers and stuff like that, are going to continue to get into crypto or get into Bitcoin. And two, that means that because we're about 9% of the total market cap of gold, we aren't even close to being that early in the entire crypto scene. We just passed, the Genius Act here in the United States. The Stablecoin Act and the stable coins are just starting to get rolling. Basically, crypto has spent the last 8 years to build infrastructure for this specific moment. But for us to be late to the crypto party, I would make the argument that you won't be late until digital gold is matching the market cap of actual physical gold. And for that to happen, we would have to have 20 by this time, because of growth in the actual physical gold market, we're probably going to be around 25 to 30 trillion dollars of the market cap for physical gold. And when we look at that and we start to analyze that, we say, okay, so what does that mean for Bitcoin prices, right? What does that mean for Bitcoin prices? That means that the value of Bitcoin, by the time that that happens, is going to likely be over $1 million. And that's probably not going to happen for, let's say, 5+ years. Kathy Wood was saying, 2029 or 2028, something. Raoul Paul said 2030. I would probably say 2030 to 2031, something like that. So when we look at whether or not we're too early or too late, and a lot of people that I know, they're like, oh, well, we're too late. And the reason why they think that they're too late is because they're associating crypto oftentimes with these get-rich-quickers, these guys that are getting into meme coins and stuff like that. But all we have to do is you can get into the market if you want, and if you have things figured out and you have everything dialed up and you've got 12 months of your expenses saved as an emergency fund, and you've got 2 months of your expenses saved in a checking account, and you've got some of your retirement stuff dialed in accordingly, you can buy $500 of crypto if you really want. And this is not financial advice, but every single month you can buy $500 of Bitcoin. You can buy $500 of Ethereum, whatever it is, and you can sit and hold it. And you don't have to do anything. And you do that over the next 5 to 6 or 7 years until Bitcoin hits the market cap of where physical gold is. And you will be very, very happy. Just think about if you would have bought $10,000 worth of Bitcoin in 2017 at $1,000, people would have said you're absolutely crazy. Why would you be doing this? And it's 100x since then. It's 2025. That $1,000, even if you bought $10,000, it would be worth $1 million today. So that's what the aspect is here, is that I think for us to gauge whether we're late or not is looking at Bitcoin, comparing the market cap to actual physical gold. And then the other last thing I want to bring up here, Tom Lee has been saying that Ethereum will be the largest macro play for the next decade. He's saying Ethereum will be the largest macro play for the next decade, okay? Because most stablecoins are being built on Ethereum. There's also staking, which is very similar to dividends in the normal financial world. So there's a lot of different factors around what Ethereum is providing institutionally from a platform, okay? And so if you are just simply thinking through this, or just very slightly thinking about it, in my case, I had to convince my wife, hey, let's just buy $500 a month and just see what happens. So let's see where we're at in 10 years. We are not too late to do this. We are at a point that we can get into this, we can be successful, we can sit and hold, we don't have to do any crazy trades on a day-to-day basis, but instead we can just sit, be comfortable, recognize that the market will go up, the market will go down, and as long as we have our financial I's dotted and our financial T's crossed, we will be perfectly fine. I hope this helps somebody out there. I hope somebody else can relate to the fact that I didn't have a cell phone until 2007. Peace.